Hello everyone, Tina here for Pinkbrush Studio. I hope your day's going fantastic. I'm so glad you're here with us. Today we're going to create a card. We're using the Garden Party die set. This is a beautiful floral, and I thought we'd make a centerpiece landscape style card with these florals. And we're also going to be using the coordinating Garden Party stencil. And then we're also going to be doing a little bit of foiling. I have the Here For You Sentiments press plate set along with the coordinating dies. I have my machine heating up off to the side. It's ready to go. So we're just going to jump in and get started. Let's start by doing some foiling. I'm going to use the Celebrate, and even though I'm just using one of my greetings today, I'm going to go ahead and foil a few of them. This way I already have them ready to go. I'm going to be adding some gold foil over my greetings here. And I'm not using my cotton press cardstock. I'm just going to use regular cardstock today. I went ahead and removed it from my docking station. I'm going to go ahead and add my foil. We'll add my cardstock, and then I'm going to add my plates. I'll run this through my Platinum 6 and I'll be right back. I just love that press plates foil so beautifully. I'm also going to take some pink cardstock. I'm going to take one more piece of foil, and with the same greetings, I'm going to foil with pink cardstock. We'll go ahead and run this through the die cut machine and I'll be right back. I'm going to be using the Celebrate today, but we have some extra greetings ready to go. I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to bring in the grip mat and do a little bit of ink blending. The Garden Party stencil set is a 3-piece set. They are indexed. So we have stencil 1, stencil 2, and 3 are combined. Okay, so you're going to only be using half of stencil 2, and then the other half is stencil 3, and then we have stencil 4. I'm going to go ahead and take my stencil here. Today I'm going to share with you how to do one, but I'm actually going to use 2 panels for my background because I want a few of the larger flowers, so 2 panels is going to work out perfect for me. Okay, I'm going to start off with stencil number 1. I already adhered it to my grip mat on an A2 panel. For stencil 1, I used the corner markers, the corner guides, but after this I won't have to use that again because Pinkbrush Studio has some cool markings on here that will help you line up the next 2. Okay, so once this is tacked down, I am excited to share some brand new blending brushes from Pinkbrush Studio. I'm just loving these. These come in this fun little box, storage box. I kept this little plastic sleeve that they all came in because it helps protect my bristles, and all I do when I'm done coloring is just slide it back in and it helps protect. But these are really lovely brushes for larger imagery ink blending. I have 2 pink inks. I'm going to start off with my Ballet Slipper, and I'm just going to lightly go over each one of these images. Once we have Ballet Slipper down, I'm going to go in with my Peony ink, and I'm going to highlight these 2 flowers here. So I'm just going to go over the edge of these 2 flowers. And that's all there is to that. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. We'll wipe off the stencil, and then we're going to go in with stencil number 2. Now again, stencil number 2 has 2 different sections. So I'm going to, instead of using the corner markers, I'm going to use these triangles here. This one and this one as a guide. I'm going to line these 2 up, tack down my paper. Now I'm going to mask off this piece here and then this triangle here. We don't need that. We're just focusing on the stencil area number 2 here. So I'm going to take my Mimosa, add a light color, Wonderful. And then I'm going to take passion fruit and I'm going to go over the edge of this flower here. I think I want to go over this flower here too. I removed my low tack tape, and then now we're going to adjust our stencil, and it's very easy to do. This triangle here, we're going to line up with this triangle on top. And that's all there is to that. For my flower centers, I'm going to bring back my peony ink, and I'm just going to add some really dark ink to these flower centers here. And that's stencil 2 and stencil 3. Now we're going to bring in our leaves. For our leaves, we're just going to line up these triangles. Pinkfresh Studio makes it really easy. I have Grassy Knoll. We'll just pick up some ink here. I want my first layer to be really light here. Next, I'm going to take Evergreen ink, and I'm going to highlight some darker areas on these leaves. I think that's just the right amount. I'm going to wipe off my stencil. And we'll take a look here. And those flowers are ready to be die cut. Now I'm going to create one more panel the same exact way off camera, and then we'll do some die cutting. Both of our panels are done, and I went opposite with colors, so my largest flowers here are pink, my largest flowers here are orange. Okay, we're going to put our inks aside and we're going to do some die cutting. What makes it so nice is the dies are just one piece. So all you would do is line up your triangles once more. Once they're lined up, you just tack them down, and then I'll take my foiled panel here. I'm going to cut out the word celebrate. We'll tack this down, and I'll be right back. Now I love that all my flowers are die cut out with just 2 swipes through the machine. It just makes everything so easy. I just love that. And I did die cut out my pink celebrate just in case I want to change out the color of my greeting. We're going to go ahead and layer our flowers. I think there's no right or wrong when it comes to layering flowers, but I'm going to alternate colors. So with the orange flower, I'll put a pink center. And I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape. So all I'm going to do is put a foam square in the middle of the larger flowers, and then we can layer the smaller ones here right over the top. Just doing a little bit of mixing and matching. Now when I get to the really small flowers and the flower centers, that's where I'm going to bring in my glue. I'll just add a little dot, and then we'll just do a little extra layering here. And my flowers are good to go. I'm going to put these to the side, and now we're going to work on our background. For my background, I'm using some pink cardstock, and I'm going to be using the Geometric Tile stencil. This is a 4-piece stencil set, but I'm only going to be using this stencil here for my background. So I'm just going to tack this down, and then I'm not going to add any ink, but I am going to use the ink that was left over on my blending brush, and I'm going to add a light coat over the stencil. I kind of going for a tone-on-tone look. It doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but when you remove the stencil, you'll be able to see. Let me show you. It's just a very pale look, but I really like the way that looks. It's a very soft and delicate look. Okay, I'm going to take this and put this on my card base. Next, I'm going to add my Celebrate, and I'm going to add it to the center. I have foam tape behind here, but I only removed release paper on one of them. I'm going to lightly tack it. I wanted a guide before I adhere it. So I'm just going to use a pencil and mark my Celebrate, the top and the bottom. just to give me a placement guide here on my panel. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side, and then what we're going to do is bring in our florals, and I'm going to build my florals all around my pencil marks. I like a lot of dimension on my cards, but if you don't like a lot of dimension, you can completely skip the foam tape here and just glue them down. I like foam tape also because I can do a little tucking with it. Once we have our flowers arranged, what we're going to do is add our Celebrate. I'm just going to remove all the release paper. And we're going to tack this right in the center. I want them to be floating on those flowers. And now we can go ahead and add our leaves. The leaves is just, I think the leaves are just going to make it pop. What we'll do is just a little tucking with them. I have quite a few leaves left over. We'll save those for another project, but I just think that looks gorgeous. Now we're going to bring in some gems. I'm going to be using my Pinkfresh Studio Glacier gems. We're going to add a little sparkle in the center of all of our flowers and some smaller ones all around the edge. We'll just funnel these back in there. And that will finish off my card today. Today we use the Pinkfresh Studio Garden Party die set. Such a beautiful die set. We did a little foiling, and links are down below if you're interested. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for stopping by.